first notice that was issued to the CEO of IndiGo. Now, the second one that has been issued to the account manager. Two officials' notices have been issued to IndiGo, and DGCA has issued show cause notices to. First one is to the IndiGo CEO over massive flight disruption. The DGCA has served a 24-hour show cause notice to IndiGo CEO after widespread cancellation and delays caused severe passenger distress. For more on this, let me go across to my colleague Kritika, who's been tracking all the details. Kritika, we're learning that two show cause notices, first one to the CEO of IndiGo and the second one to the account manager, has been given by DGCA. What is written in it and how much time has been given to the officials to give the answer to this?
That's right, Akansha. This is the big action being taken by the DGCA, where in a 24-hour notice, a show cause notice has been issued to both the IndiGo CEO as well as CEO, who's also the accounts manager. Now, as per the notice, both of these officials have to justify why legal action should not be taken against them in light of of course, the massive disruptions we've seen on part of IndiGo because of them not adhering to, in fact, the new rules which allowed for an additional day of rest for pilots and other crew as well. The roster has also to be explained by these individuals to the DGCA, which led to the massive disruptions as well. We've seen over 1,000 flights also in a day also being cancelled. So as far as the DGCA action is concerned, they have to now furnish details of what all methods and operations were taken at their end to ensure that such a disruption does not happen. Was there a lack of proactiveness, or were there sitting ducks just for this, in fact, chaos to occur? These are the questions that are being, the answers of which are being sought by the DGCA at the moment. Remember, the ministry also has taken cognizance of this. Yesterday, they had, in fact, updated the nation that a situation is turning back towards normal, in fact, at a lot of airports across the country. And they've also made it very clear that passengers are going to be a priority. And in line with this statement is now the show cause notice that has been, in fact, issued against the CEO. As well as the Chief Operating Officer as well of IndiGo. IndiGo, remember, 20 years, 2 decades of performance has all gone down in a show of massive mismanagement, which passengers had to face the brunt of. We've also heard about how somebody is missing their exams, somebody is missing, in fact, funeral processions and their own marriage receptions also because of the chaos that has occurred at airports across the country. And now by the end of day is when both the CEO as well as the Chief Operating Officer have to answer back to the Civil Aviation Ministry as well as the DGCA regarding the steps that were taken ahead of time in order to prevent this and whether or not they were adequate. Over to you.
Absolutely. 5 days after we saw massive disruptions at the airport, DGCA has kicked in, with many asking if this is too little, too late. They have issued a show cause notice to the CEO and the second one to the account manager. Stay on with us, Kritika. Even after 5 long days, the government has finally decided to put a cap on the soaring airfares on the domestic flights. What are the new prices and how much you'll have to pay now? Here are the details on your screen. So if the distance is up to 500 kilometers, the max airfare will only be 7,500 is what the Ministry of Civil Aviation has said. So if the distance is between 500 to 1,000 kilometers, the max fare that airline can charge you is 12,000 rupees. 1,000 to 1,500 kilometers, the max airfare can only be 15,000, and above 1,500 kilometers, the max airfare has in fact been capped at 18,000 rupees is what we are learning. So this is as far as the distance and the airfare capping is in fact concerned, because in the last 5 days, ever since the disruption at the airports has started, we have seen that the flights between Delhi to Mumbai, which are usually around 5,000 to 6,000 rupees, max to max 8,000 rupees, has been in fact kept for 35,000 rupees is what we are learning. And now there's a price cap by the government. So if the distance is up to 500 kilometers, the max airfare can only be 7,500. 500 to 1,000, the max airfare can only be 12,000 is what we are learning. All right, now moving on and shifting our focus, let's tell you about what is happening at the Jammu airport.